welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marilyn, and if you're not new, welcome back. So today I am going to be doing an eyeshadow tag. I saw Abby Williamson do this eyeshadow tag and I thought it was cool and I wanted to do it. She didn't tag me, so yeah, I will have her video in the description box if you guys want to check her out. I don't think she's the one that created this, but if I find out who it is, I will tag them as well on the description box. Okay, so this tag has 13 questions. Well, they're not exactly questions, but anyways, you guys will see. Okay, so the first question is, show your newest palette. So my newest palette is from 90s Baby Cosmetics, and it is a throwback palette. And it's super cute. It's like Cartoon Network inspired. And this is the first time I try out this brand, and it's okay, it's not my favorite. The color story is super pretty, as you guys can see if you guys like color. And this is actually what I'm wearing on my eyes today. If you guys want to watch that video, I will link it up here for you guys to watch. Great, my battery is dying. Hold on. Okay, this battery might die too because I forgot to charge it. But anyways, let's continue. So question number 2, show your oldest palette. So my oldest palette, it's a Morphe palette, and I got this like 3 or 4 years ago when I thought I was going to get into eyeshadows, and then I just never had time, so I hardly used it. And it is a 35p Morphe palette. It's this one right here, and see, 35p. And this is what it looks like inside. I can't open it. So this is what it looks like inside. It has a lot of purples and browns and burgundies. I mainly got it because I like burgundies, so that's why I'm like, oh, I would use this a lot. But I wasn't really good at eyeshadows, so I hardly wore eyeshadows. And I mean, I'm not saying that I'm good right now, but I'm better than back then. So anyways, yeah, the shadows are really pigmented, they're really pretty. I just haven't used this eyeshadow palette as much, but hopefully I get this in a palette bingo soon. Or let me know if you guys would like to see a look with this eyeshadow palette. But anyways, this is the oldest and my first palette. Okay, question number 3. Show your most expensive palette. Okay, so for this one, I actually have 3 options because one of them retails for $60, but I only paid $30. So I don't know if it means how much I paid or how much it normally retails for. But anyways, the first one is this Moschino and Sephora eyeshadow palette. And this retails for $60 and I got it for $30. I really like this eyeshadow palette. It's super cute and it has a huge mirror. And it's like a little laptop, so it's super adorable, as you guys can see. And the shadows are so pretty and I love them so much. They're really pigmented and I love it. I'm in love with this palette, so I'm super happy that I got it. Okay, and the second palette, it's a Ace Beauté palette, and it normally retails for $38, but I got it for $17 in a boxy pop-up, and it's this one right here. It's super cute. So this is what it looks like. The shadows are so pretty and very pigmented. It hardly has any fallout, so I really love it. And the third palette is a palette that normally retails for $36, but I got it for $30. And it is a Hip Dot and SpongeBob palette. It's this one right here. It's super cute, and this is one of my favorite palettes. This is what it looks like. It's super pretty and very colorful. This one actually reminds me of Bikini Bottom because it's like, I don't know, like ocean colors. It just has like beach vibes. The shadows are really pigmented except for the yellow. The yellow you have to like really build it up, but other than that, the other shadows are super pretty. This is one of my favorites actually. This one's called Angry Tentacles. Look at that, so pretty. Okay, so the fourth question is, show your most affordable palettes. And so this one I have 3 because they were all the same price. They were $5 each. And these palettes are by Profusion Cosmetics. The first one is the Sapphires palette. It's this one right here. It's super pretty and the blues are just really pretty and very pigmented. This one right here is actually a little powdery. The second one is this one by Profusion as well, and it is the Royals palette. I got it because it reminds me of Harry Potter. I don't know, it just the names and the shades, they're super pretty and they're also very pigmented and I really like it. Okay, and the third palette, it's one that I've used the most, and it is a Spectrum palette. This is what it looks like. The shadows are powdery, but they're still super pretty once you build them up. And as you can see, I actually used it more than the others. I already hit pan on this one. So those were my most affordable palettes. Okay, now the next question is, show your everyday palette. So I actually have two palettes because if you guys don't know, I'm actually doing a project pan, and I do have an eyeshadow palette in my project pan, so I am using it almost every single day. So I would say one of my everyday palettes, it's the Candy Peaches by Jacob and Ellie. And this one I got it from Amazon, and as you can see, I used it a lot. I've already hit pan on 3 shadows, and they're really pigmented and super pretty. And this is a super affordable palette as well. And if I didn't have this palette in my project pan, my everyday palette would be the Haunted House Revolution palette, this one right here. I got this one during Halloween, and it's so pretty. I feel like these colors are like everyday shades, even though they're not very bright, but I just love using this palette. So yeah, so these are my everyday palettes. Okay, the next question is, show your most colorful palette. So once again, I have 2 palettes for this question. The first one is the Profusion Spectrum palette. Although they're not very pigmented on the lid, the palette is bright, so that's why I thought it would be perfect for this question. But the palette that actually is very pigmented on the eyes and it looks super bright on the palette, it's this palette that I got from Amazon, and it is the Delanchi Aurora Glow eyeshadows, this one right here. And this is what it looks like. It's super bright, it glows in the dark, and it's super pretty, and I really like this palette, you guys. If you guys want to see the video of me trying out this palette, I will link the video up here. So anyways, these are my most colorful eyeshadow palettes. The next question is, show your smallest palette. So once again, I have 2 palettes for that question. And the first one is the Laura Lee Party Animal palette, and it's this one right here. I got this one in a BoxyCharm. I think it was my first palette that I got from BoxyCharm. The shadows are okay. They weren't that pigmented ever since the first time I tried them. So I don't know. It's not my favorite palette, but it is the smallest palette because it's really tiny. And the other palette, it's the Dubious Palette. This one right here. It's super tiny. As you guys can see, they're like really small. Well, I think this one's smaller. And this is what it looks like inside. These shadows remind me of fall, and it's super cute, and I really like it. Okay, let's see. Show your biggest palette. So my biggest palette is the Morphe palette. I feel like this is one of the biggest palettes that I have, and it is the same palette that I showed you earlier. And I also think this one is one of my biggest palette. This one is definitely heavier. I think the Moschino palette is bigger, just by a little bit. Okay, the next question is, show your palette with the best memory. So this one, I actually had to think about it really hard because I didn't really have no memories with the palette. But someone gave me this palette by Too Faced, and it is the Chocolate Bonbon palette. So I think this palette is perfect for this question because I feel like it has the best memory because it was a gift from my friend that I really appreciate. So yeah, this is the one. It is the Too Faced palette. It's super pretty, and I love that it's like a tin box. Super cute. And this is what the palette looks like. It's super pretty. I love that the pans are shaped as a heart, and it smells really good. It smells like chocolate. But anyways, I really love this palette. It's super pretty, and it definitely has the best memory. Okay, so the next question is, show a palette worth the hype. So I don't really have like super fancy palettes, but I would say that the palette that I own, that it's worth the hype, it's this one right here, the Moschino and Sephora palette. I think the shadows are super pretty. They're very pigmented. It doesn't have any fallout, and they last all day, and I just really like it, and I feel like it's worth the hype. At least for me, it's worth it. I don't know how you guys feel about this palette, but if you guys don't like it, that's fine. I don't even know if there was a hype, but like I said, I don't have a lot of palettes. Okay, let's see. Show a palette not worth the hype. So once again, I haven't bought a palette that's super expensive, but I have 2 palettes that I think that they're not worth the hype if they were ever hyped. And the first one is the Revealed palette by Coastal Scents. This one right here. When I got this palette, I saw so many reviews of people saying that this palette was really good, that it was really pigmented, but it didn't work out for me since the first day that I got it. And this is what it looks like. It's very neutral. I think it's still cute, but the shadows don't even work on me. Like, I get a brush and I try to apply it on my eyes and it doesn't show at all. So I just feel like this palette's not worth the hype, if it was hyped. And then the second palette, it's a palette by Milani, and I actually got this one for free. And this is what the packaging looks like. And here is the palette. Although the shadows are super pretty, as you guys can see, very purpley and violety and just really pretty. I don't think it's worth the hype because the shadows are super powdery. It just gets everywhere and I don't really like it. The only shade I do like is Kiss Kiss, this one right here. But this one, this shade called Deep End, it's super powdery. This one is super powdery. The shade Very Violet, this one right here, it looks really pretty but it's super powdery and I just don't like it. I'm not a big fan. But anyways, I don't think this palette is worth it, and I'm so glad I didn't buy it with my own money and I just got it for free. So that's that. The next question is, show your favorite palette from a favorite brand. So this one, I kind of struggled because I love a lot of my palettes. So I had to just choose one. And so I would say that my favorite palette is the one from Ace Beauté, and it is a Fleur palette. And I've already showed you this palette, but let me show you guys again. This is what it looks like, and this is my favorite palette from this brand. It's so pretty, the shadows are pigmented, and it has so many colors you could work with. You could use this for every day or like make a really bright look. I feel like this palette has everything you need and I just really like it. So yeah, I highly recommend this palette if you guys haven't tried it. Okay, the last question is, show your most used palette. So once again, it is the Jacob & Ellie Candy Peaches palette. And I say this is my most used palette because it is in my project pan, so I've been using it almost every single day. And well, I've already hit pan on 3 shadows and I haven't hit pan on any other palettes, so that's why I feel like this is the one that I've used the most. And yeah, so anyways, that is all of the questions. I really like doing this tag. It was fun and I'm glad that I did it. So now I'm going to be tagging 3 people, or 4 actually. I will have everyone's YouTube channel in the description box, so make sure to go check them out. So the first person is Chris and Kathy. The second person is Just Rage. The third person is Liz from Liz Fashion Talents. And the fourth person is Jackie from Jackie Naturals. So make sure to go check them out. Anyways, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tag. I really enjoyed doing it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.